Welcome to another explainer. Look, I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we're going to permanently solve one of the most frustrating, sleep-destroying problems out there. I'm talking about disrupted sleep due to nighttime urination. For so many folks, particularly those over 60, getting up multiple times a night feels like this unavoidable curse, right? But I've got some fantastic news for you. By understanding the biology of your body and actually working with it instead of against it, we can fix this. Okay, let's dive into this.
So let me ask you a question. Is your bladder really the problem, or are you actually making a hidden afternoon mistake? See, most people just assume that waking up to pee is this inevitable bladder issue that just kind of comes with aging. You might even feel completely exhausted, convinced something is seriously wrong with you. But what if I told you that for the vast majority of people, the issue isn't their bladder at all? The truth is, most of us were simply never taught how to drink water correctly. Before we begin, subscribe to @DrHealthExplained for evidence-based health insights.
Okay, the big breakthrough here really comes down to one massive number: 40%. A landmark 2019 study out of Nagasaki University in Japan revealed something totally incredible. They found that simply changing the timing of your fluid intake reduced nighttime bathroom trips by 40% in adults over the age of 65. I mean, really think about that for a second. A 40% reduction with zero medication, zero surgeries, and zero side effects. It was all achieved through a smarter, biologically timed relationship with fluids.
Now, to understand why timing matters so much, we kind of have to look at how your kidneys actually work. They aren't just passive filters, they're these dynamic organs with a strict daily rhythm. And the real star of the show here is vasopressin. This is your body's natural anti-diuretic hormone. When night falls, this hormone floods your bloodstream, sending a direct biological message to your kidneys to just slow down urine production, concentrate the urine, and give your bladder a well-deserved rest. But here's where age throws a bit of a wrench into things. Based on a 2017 study from Amsterdam University, as we cross into our 60s, our bodies produce significantly less of this crucial nighttime hormone. In fact, people over 65 produce up to 30% less vasopressin than those in their 30s. So what does that actually mean? It means even a tiny amount of water in the evening can completely overwhelm an older adult's bladder. It's not a disease, guys, it's biology. And it's biology we can absolutely cooperate with. All right, let's get into it with habit number 3, the 2.5-hour curfew. Because your body produces less vasopressin as you age, drinking fluids close to bedtime completely overrides your system, filling your bladder way faster than you can sleep. And the results of fixing this one habit are just staggering. A 2020 study from the University of Toronto, published in the Journal of Urology, looked at adults suffering from nighttime urination. When these individuals implemented a strict fluid cutoff 2 to 3 hours before bed, their nighttime trips dropped by 43%. Literally, they went from an average of 2.8 trips a night down to just 1.6. So the absolutely crucial point here is following these exact curfew rules. First up, set a hard cutoff time exactly 2.5 hours before your bedtime. Second, if you desperately need a final drink, like you have to take a pill or your mouth is completely dry, keep it to an absolute maximum of 180 milliliters. And third, and honestly this is a big one, that final drink must have zero caffeine and zero alcohol. Both of those substances are direct saboteurs that actively block whatever little vasopressin you have left. If you're finding this helpful, please like and share this video. Moving right along to habit number 2, front-loading your fluids. This habit completely changes your relationship with hydration. It shifts you away from being chronically dehydrated all morning, only to overload your aging kidneys all evening. You see, your kidneys actually process liquids most efficiently during your active daylight hours, between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. During this window, your blood flow and sodium regulation are perfectly primed. A 2021 clinical trial from Seoul National University Hospital tested this exact concept. They had one group consume 70% of their daily fluids before 2 p.m. The result? A massive 47% reduction in nighttime urination, while the control group only saw a tiny 9% change. Okay, so to put this into practice, here is your daily schedule. Step 1, drink a full 240 milliliter glass of water immediately upon waking up, yes, before your morning coffee or tea. As we age, our natural morning thirst mechanism actually weakens, so you have to do this consciously. Step 2, drink 2 more full glasses before noon. Step 3, taper off in the afternoon, and once the clock strikes 5 p.m., you should really only be sipping liquids. By shifting your intake to the morning, your bladder does all its heavy lifting during the day, leaving it empty and peaceful at night. And finally, we've arrived at the climax of this explainer. Habit number 1, the hidden fluid shift. For a lot of adults over 60, the core issue isn't even how much water they drink at all. It's actually a massive plumbing and gravity problem happening quietly inside the body. Let's trace this timeline, because it's pretty fascinating. During the morning, most of us consume an average or even a high amount of sodium. As the day progresses into the afternoon, gravity goes to work. Fluid begins to pool in the tissues of your lower body, especially your legs and ankles. This is called peripheral edema, and honestly, it can be so mild you don't even notice it. But here's the catch. At night, when you lie flat in bed, gravity is no longer trapping that fluid in your legs. All that trapped water rushes right back into your bloodstream, hits your kidneys, and turns straight into urine. That is exactly why you feel totally fine going to sleep, but 60 to 90 minutes later, your bladder is suddenly bursting. And this is exactly where your sodium intake becomes an absolute game changer. The magic number to remember here is 2,300 milligrams. A 2017 study from Nagasaki University asked patients to cut their salt intake just a little bit, bringing it right under this threshold. That one minor adjustment dropped nighttime bathroom trips by 25%. It's simple math, really. Less sodium means less fluid trapped in your legs during the day. Now, you might be wondering, why does this happen so dramatically as we get older? Well, I love this insight based on some 2016 Johns Hopkins research. It states, stiffer leg veins and a weaker heart pump mean more fluid pooling for those over 65. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose some of their elasticity, and our heart's pumping efficiency dips just a bit. This allows fluid to really easily escape into the tissues of our legs during the day. And that brings us to what I like to call the ultimate biological hack. A follow-up study in 2020 showed what happens when you combine cutting salt with a physical intervention: elevating your legs. If you reduce your sodium and spend 30 to 45 minutes in the late afternoon with your legs elevated above your heart, you actually help gravity drain that fluid before bed. The results were absolutely phenomenal. Doing this resulted in a 52% drop in nighttime urine volume. Your kidneys processed that trapped leg fluid while you were still awake and walking around. All right, let's bring it all together into your ultimate biological fluid management playbook. Step 1, keep your daily sodium under 2,300 milligrams. And hey, check for the hidden salt in stuff like bread and canned soups. Step 2, elevate your legs in the late afternoon to drain the fluid while you're still awake. Step 3, front load your hydration by drinking 70% of your water before 2 p.m. And Step 4, enforce that strict 2.5-hour fluid curfew before bed. When you do these 4 things together, they literally multiply each other's effectiveness, giving your kidneys the absolute rest they so desperately need. Listen, your aging body isn't broken. It's really just waiting for the right instructions from you. So I have to ask, which of these 3 habits are you gonna start tonight? Will it be the 2.5-hour curfew, the morning hydration, or elevating your legs? Drop your commitment in the comments below. Taking that first actionable step is exactly how you reclaim your sleep. Subscribe to @Dr. Health Explained and turn on notifications for more science-backed health content.